I am Jen Leary. I'm the CEO of CLA, Clifton Larson Allen. We got some of our CLA family right there, almost in the front row. Hello. Please meet them. We have around 9,000 people in the US. We have a couple of locations outside the US. We have a CLA global network. And when I think about things that are most important to us as an organization, I think a ton about the impact of technology, and I think a ton about the impact to our people. And so it's a pleasure to be here to talk to you about ROI, one of my favorite topics, and also the workforce. So ROI, though, it's a tough one for us. And for any of you that are leading firms today, this might be an especially difficult time for you, because you're trying to manage new business models, new financial models. You might be in a partnership, you might be sponsor-backed, but either way, things are changing pretty significantly. And as a profession, average technology spend has been somewhere around 4 to 5% of your total P&L. That, I absolutely believe, is going to move to 10% and maybe even to 20% in the next 3 to 5 years. That is massive, and that changes things. Because as you've heard yesterday, and you're going to hear all day today, you heard this morning, this technology is shifting our capabilities as a profession, I think, for the better. I've been in this business for 30 years, and I can tell you how difficult I see our people going through client service and how mundane some of these tasks are. And so when I see things like what Jeff has here for digits, I'm so excited for the future. But that changes the way that we see the business model, and that's really hard. So this concept of ROI comes up all the time. If we're gonna spend money on projects, on agents, and we know that some of these are gonna work and some of these aren't, how do we decide how much we're willing to spend? And so I get this questioned quite a bit. And I would say ROI should be looked at through the lens of what is the problem that we're trying to solve? Are we working on the right projects? That's number one. And many times we are not, or we are chasing rainbows. And so I would say focus your time on a really specific problem that you want to solve, and then put a great team around that to solve that problem. But be careful with chasing rainbows. And if you think about ROI, you got to think about urgency. And thinking about the business models that you have. So in your firms, you probably have 1, 2, 3, or as CLA has 5 different service lines. Each of those service lines is going to be impacted by technology, AI, and others in a different way. I'll start with what I think is going to be impacted first, and with total velocity, is our CAS practice. And so maybe just to get some energy in the room, stand up if you are providing CAS services to clients. I'd love to see you. Let's go, look at you. Oh my goodness, this is awesome for the profession, by the way. Woo, fantastic. Okay, if you are providing CAS services, if you think that disruption is going to impact your business in 2026 significantly, meaning you're gonna be able to utilize these tools and it's gonna change your model in 2026, stand up, I wanna see you. So I saw, okay, all right, we got some believers. That's at least 10% of the room. Okay, keep standing, keep standing. Yeah, you can clap for yourself if you want. It's hard work. All right. How about if you think it's going to significantly impact your business by 2027? Stand up. A couple more people. Okay, by 2028. And we got the rest. Okay, so what does that tell us? 26, 27, 28. And I saw a lot of you stand up at 26, 27, yeah? And so that tells you the tail. Right? If the disruptive period is going to be maximized by 27, 28, that tells you you need to invest today in the workforce and in your tech stack to make sure that you stay relevant, right? We have to make sure that we evolve our mindset, evolve our infrastructure so we don't erode profit margins, erode revenue, et cetera, et cetera. So that's really, really important. So I would tell you ROI, depending on what part of the business you're serving, is anything from meeting the market to survival. Very, very important. Be careful trying to be too numerical in these decisions. So that's ROI. I'd be happy to talk to you about that afterward. Or if any of your leaders or CEOs need some help, I'll help them too. I'll be in your court if you want to invest. Here's the second thing, which is workforce. And I'm so passionate about this. I've always been passionate about this. So within our workforce, our US workforce is about 9,000. We do not offshore. We do that for a reason. I will tell you that I think about our 9,000 people every single day. And I think about making sure that we keep CLA relevant and their skills relevant so they can be successful way into the future. But let me tell you something, it's hard. It is really hard. When you see these models up here and you hear these really smart people talking about agents and LLMs and all of these things, you think, well, what does that mean for me? I've built my career for years, maybe decades, giving really good advice, creating great compliance documents. So this word dignity comes up a lot. You're like, how can this technology take my job? And so if you face resistance in your organization, it might not be that they don't understand the technology. In fact, I had dinner last night with my grandmother, who's 102, and she's on Facebook, and she texted me a picture afterwards. So age is not anything when it comes to technology, in my opinion. But what is the human element, that dignity. So I would tell you, for every dollar you are investing in technology, invest 2 in your people. And tell your people the real deal. Tell your people that this is going to be hard. This is going to be hard, but I'm going to invest in you. We're going to figure this out together. It will be imperfect. We will fail, but we will get to the point where we have really strong, relevant firms, and you have the best skill sets in the market. That's what investing in the workforce looks like.